What's going on, guys? Skunk Ape at Skunk Ape Outdoors here. Doing a video today on some of stuff I touched on, like some of the jigs, but I'm going to go in depth more now that I've used them, bass fishing more on the water. And one of the biggest questions a lot of anglers have when they're bass fishing is, how am I going to store my plastics? And I've talked about the LIV bags, which are great. And you know, it's just when you have a lot of soft plastics, you got to have something that's great. So first, I'm going to start with the biggest question that comes up is how you store your soft plastics. My soft plastics I keep inside, obviously, so they don't get messed up. But the thing is when you're on the boat and you're bass fishing, you don't want to always have to like sacrifice, because you don't know what the color is going to be that day, and you always want a wide variety for your arsenal, so you can keep picking and choosing until they bite, and then you keep using that color. So a recent one I found that helps me now is these Flambeau boxes here from Flambeau. Great box. They honestly, I have to say, I'm actually quite impressed. They carry a lot of baits. I have 2 of these, and the best part about them is they flip open like so. They flip. They have organizers. So this one right here, I just took a permanent marker. This is my creatures and crawl, and the other side is my nets. That's one, and then I have my other one completely packed. Like this one's packed. This one is going to be my swim baits and my fat aces, all that kind of stuff. And it's chocked. It's chocked, and it's a great piece. I like how you put them together. I love the handle. I use 2 hands. I've read the reviews. It's a good right now kind of situation to organize stuff in your boat or in your truck or car when you're going out. But they say sometimes the handles get kind of, they'll pop out or they'll fall. So I just do a 2-handed on these. But to be honest with you, they are a pretty solid, organizational tool for me. So what I'll do is I'll put the link on Amazon. I think they're like $12 on Amazon, so I got 2 of them. It's like $24, and I'll put the link on the description here for this exact same box. Pick them up. They're actually pretty solid, and they're made in America, so that's a winner there. You know what I'm saying? So great. It's a super half satchel. They're awesome. They seal all that stuff. I keep them inside because down here in South Florida it gets hot, and I like to keep my soft plastics pretty, kept sacred, because hey, I fish a lot of soft plastics. So I've talked about this company before, and I still use them to this day. Great company. Deep Throat Jigs. He has his set online. He does customs. Like I asked him, like, hey, can you do me an Evo Max Mini bluegill, because obviously that's a really hot bait right now, and a lot of people have them, and a lot of places don't have them anymore, especially in your weight size and all that other stuff. So he was able to accommodate, do a quick order for me, didn't take long, and of course he was able to get real close to them. So you know what I'm saying, it was a pretty good solid. So what I use most of the time on his products is I do a lot. I love his swim jigs, I love his flipping jigs, his football, and his chatter. But for the most part, what I use most of the time is I love right now is the summertime, so shad's running pretty good. I have one of his chatter baits right here, green pumpkin with that nice clear body, and I use a swim bait right here, one of the Big Easies on it, a white one, whatever you can, like mostly to imitate the shad. I use this right here. Great chatterbait right here. Has great quality. Everything is there. for that. And you know, honestly, sometimes during certain years, everyone's like, hey, like a green pumpkin or a watermelon red flake. He has that too on a football jig weedless that I use, and it has a great quality. I put a crawl on there with a watermelon red flake from Gambler. These things, for some reason, they in certain areas, like if you're pond hopping, this is a great tool. This jig doesn't miss for most part and stuff like that. Now, certain times of the year depends, but honestly, I've been bass fishing a lot more on our team boat, so I've been going out to a lot of places, and I've been, you know, expanding heavy on a lot of my fishing here. And the one thing I have really gotten a good consistent bite on is this football jig right here from Deep Throat here, and it is a blue and like almost like a June bug color. And obviously, as you can tell, the head's been beat up a little bit because I use this a lot, and I've gotten some pretty good sized bites on them. Like, let me tell you, they've been pretty consistent. And this trailer right here I use is the Gambler June Bug Why Not with the blue tip. Let me tell you something, a lot of people, you know, when it comes to like flipping and stuff like that, they, you know, go with the creature baits and stuff like that, and they're like a wider profile, and they have some great presentation. They work, don't get me wrong, but for some reason, that puppy right there, see, it's been bitten so much, it lost one of its bit of tail here, because I've been getting consistent bites on these why nots. Like, you know, like I said, I'll run what I use on a Texas style rig and my flipping and punching stuff. But let me tell you something, this jig, this football jig from Deep Throat is a solid one I use in the hydrillas and stuff, popping in holes and stuff with this why not. And it's just the presentation this why not gives when it flutters down and stuff, it's just consistent, and I love it. So the best part about it is I get a discount with them, so it's Skunk Ape 20. I'll put also in the description with the link to the Flambeau boxes that I use for my soft plastics. You will not be disappointed. It's definitely in clutch situation, and I recommend getting them. And he does a lot of other. He does chatterbaits. He does, you know, all the normal jig stuff, but he has some great positive colors. This is another Gambler trailer here. This one's a solid one too. They just have a great presentation with them. They have a quality. I use this, pretty solid. I've done this one down here. It got pretty consistent, but I would recommend right now, this time of year, I would use like a swim jig or a chatterbait right now, but it's mostly, I would recommend a white chatterbait due to the summertime and how the shad's running. One of these right here, swim jigs by Deep Throat, is another good one. This one right here, put with I do all sorts of swim baits with this one. Like Action Innovation has one of their skinny dippers that's white, solid with this, has a great action with it. Gambler always with their easies, man. These baits here, and even if it's too long, dude, just cut it right down a little bit, give it a shorter like N-type profile there. The easies are always a go-to when on a trailer. I use also a Komodo or a Komodo Junior. They have a great color. They have the golden shiner color, is a great trailer for this. Let me tell you, if I can put this together, I'll show you. It's pretty solid. I'm not even gonna lie. It has a great color, great presentation, and I love it. Right here. Here we go. Gamblers, Komodos. And this one is the golden shiner color. You can get them, not a problem. They have them. I think the Junior is out of stock right now, but like, let me tell you, it's just, you can, what me and my fishing partner use is the Komodo golden shiner, but we don't do it like straight up and down like that. We do it like a flap, like a fish, like that. And you just take it and you just hook it in like so, run it, and then boom, just like that. And look at that. See that side? This right now in certain parts of Florida that we fish in, because of the spawn is pretty much over for, you know, the bluegill and stuff, and a lot of shiners are running and all that stuff, dude. This bait right here, swim jig right here, is a consistent killer. And let me tell you, it fits beautifully. You put it on there, it has a great side to side. That's a great swim bait right here. So any type of white swim bait, swim jigs, I just love the Komodo by Gambler. I always have a bunch of these stacked up in my arsenal, and stuff like that. Never go without, you know, this without a Komodo in your trailer there, man. I mean, they are phenomenal. And what I've been recently, and this run right here I wanted to talk to you about. So I have the Komodo Junior on this one, and this was basically the close variation that my guy at Deep Throat Jigs was able to do for the Evo Mini Maxes. And I have to say it's close enough for me. It has the bluegill profile in it. It has the colors. It has the gold blade, because for some reason down here the gold blade is, you know, the money maker. It's not the silver, it's the gold right now in certain lakes and stuff. And like I said, I got that Komodo Junior, and I did this one on the side to give it a more flip, because the way I work them, depending on the, you know, consistency of the bite, is, you know, a fast retrieve, a slow retrieve, let it, you know, pop it a couple times and then fast roll it, or even if the situation does it where it's like you're just rolling and then you just pop, give it like a 1 or 2 second, let it drop a little bit, and then just run it again and then hit it with a couple pops. Solid bait. And he does custom orders, so whatever color, if you can give him colors that you want and stuff like that, pretty good guy, and he matches pretty solid. So I'm always happy with Deep Throat on that. So, and he has such variation colors. Like, I've gotten pretty good solid hits on this one too. The green pumpkin with it's like a bluish green flake in it, and with that chartreuse color. Certain times of the year, like going into spring, sometimes I get lucky on that. Great profile on that. I've gotten lucky consistently. Sometimes you just gotta change it up a bit. You know, everybody's standard. You know, everyone's like, oh, I like this one right here. Is my one's from Gambler's, this Gambler swim jig. I got it with the green pumpkin, but I also have it with one of their their big vibes and stuff. Their swim bait here, it vibrates pretty solid. It's a great, and I cut it down like almost, I cut it like at least a half down. Has a nice wide paddle, and when you run that, that's a pretty solid bait too. I do a lot of swim jigs. I do a lot of flipping, so because obviously it's hot down here, and sometimes you just by 9:30, 10 o'clock, they're just running in them heavy covers and stuff, trying to get away from everything, you know. And I've been playing around with some you know ideas and, you know, what bites. So stay consistent with like changing up and seeing whatever bites. But even the red, sometimes when fishing Lake Toho, for some reason red color is a solid one, and that's that football red right there. And I got the Ugly Otter 5.0, and I split the tail. You could do it just like a side profile, or you can do it like a fish profile. Like, it's a solid, this is a solid one too. It depends on what they're chewing on. And they have this one from Deep Throat, it's called Moon Juice. For some reason, sometimes a purple color during certain times of year is always a go-to. I've used this, I lost my last one, pitching into some heavy cover. But I gotta when the bite was really rough and stuff like that, you know, dropping these right in front of their face, they don't seem to like say no to it. They see it real quick, and if it's right in their face, they'll chew it. So like I said, I use a lot of jigs and stuff like that, and my guy over there at Deep Throat, he's a killer dude. So like I said, in the description I'll put in the link for the boxes. I'm gonna give you the Deep Throat Jig my code SkunkApe20. It gives you 20% off. That'll also be in the description. Take a look at some of this stuff. If you have any questions, drop a line on my guy at Deep Throat. He'll always answer, and he always does custom orders, and he's really quick too. You know, he'll have them in like a couple days shipped out, or at least packaged, waiting for the mail guy. So honestly, you're at the mercy of, you know, United States Postal, UPS, FedEx. So, you know, at least on Deep Throat's side, they do their job. You know, sometimes, you know, you have to be very cautious about shipping, but hey, it's well worth it. But like I said, I have more content coming, guys. I've been fishing a lot. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've been trying to do more videos. I've been experimenting a lot, so the bite hasn't been consistent, so my videos are not going to be so exciting. So I figured, I haven't made a lot of content recently. I'd rather do some of the stuff that I normally do, and there is more content coming and a lot of stuff that I use. So just stay tuned, and we'll get this all together, guys. I appreciate it.